Hi guys, welcome back to the Cardboard Commanders podcast, like the Cardboard Commanders podcast. 5 days a week, we take 10 minutes of your time for Commanders. And I am Zach, and I am here from the Magic Zone. We also have another podcast just called the Magic Zone podcast that focuses around Commander and the Magic the Gathering community in general. It's really exciting. Monday through Friday, 260 days a year, is my podcast. And in this episode, we take 10 minutes to talk about the Commander, Uncuntis, Grand Mutique Metect, I believe. Once again, just to reiterate like I did last time, we are going in Woolberg order, which is blue, black, red, green, white. I forgot about white. That is not cool. Oh wait, there was none in white. My mistake. Alright, so white, blue, black, red, and then green, and then we go around and then we do multicolor and then colorless lastly. And we do that for every set that came out. So we are starting with the set from All Will Be One. So yeah. Uctis Grand Metict says 1 blue for a 2/4 legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian Vidalkilan, I believe. It has whenever blue creatures you control. Other blue creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, draw a card and discard a card. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1, and it has a Phyrexian blue mana for until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types. Activate only as a sorcery, and then the Phyrexian blue mana can be paid with either a blue mana or 2 life. So this guy, if you chose for him to be your commander, you would obviously want a blue artifacts deck, and that tap, because tapping is good, because then they get the +1/+1 buff, and then when they tap, you get to draw a bunch of cards. So you would want cards with Reliquary Tower, and we have that one robot. It's I don't know what he does, but every time you either create. Oh wait, no, that guy wouldn't work actually. I'm gonna read him anyway. He says whenever you create a treasure, create a food, or create an artifact, a clue. So a clue, food, or treasure, you create one of those and then the other two as well. So if you create a treasure, then you would create a food and a clue. So yeah, but that guy would not work. I was thinking about drawing cards. Let's see, what other cards? Let's see, we've got stuff like, I can picture the card. It's called Teferi's something, and it basically says, if you would draw the card, except for the first card you draw on your first turn, then draw an additional card. And then, of course, we've got Planeswalkers that draw cards. We've got, Jace and Teferi and all of them. We've got a lot of blue ones that draw cards. But yeah, you just want a ton of artifacts in this deck so they can buff up. And then, of course, if you want to do that attacking thing, that punch thing, you would obviously want some, let's see, what would you want? You would want some... I'm not really sure, actually, what you would want if you took some, punch in the face. Bam, bam. I don't think there's many things in blue that do that. I know green and red are really good at doing that, and white with evasion. Blue has stuff like, there's a tide thing that says, return all creatures you don't control to their owner's hands. And then we've got, sea board wipes. So board wipes would be good to get because all your creatures are buffed and you want to hit them for that extra damage. And then that last one says Phyrexian mana when until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other types, creatures, and types. And activate only as a sorcery. So let's see. That would work well, like if you you took some like you could basically you could give one of your creatures a buff. So like a creature that's like really, really powerful, but you're like, if he had this, then he'd be like kaboom, really powerful. Then that would be really good because then you could basically either pay 2 life or a blue mana to have him be really, really, really good. So yeah, we've got stuff like that. We've got We've got stuff that prevents people from attacking you. We've got like that Deception Field. We've got Pandemonium. I believe it's called Pandemonium. We've got a lot of cards that just do that in general. That just like make that happen. And then of course there's that blue Urza that's really overpowered that deals with artifacts. You could do that. You could put some artifacts in this deck from there. And then, of course, you can just take some really powerful artifacts from Magic the Gathering history. So, yeah. Let's see. What else? I got an idea. All right, guys. So, since this commander was a short commander today, I don't know what the next commander is going to be. I feel like I should have an end step for this video. And in case you didn't know, an end step is where I take like 5-10 minutes. This time it will be like 5 minutes to talk about something cool outside the world of Magic that I think you should try. This one is Dungeons and Dragons. It's made by the same people who made Magic the Gathering. And it's, if you've been with Magic the Gathering and like watched Magic the Gathering looked at recent sets that have been released with Magic the Gathering for about the past like year or two, then you probably know that two major sets have been released with Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, a quote unquote collab, but not really. The first one was Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in... Hold up, if you give me a quick second, I can find out. Just gotta open this door. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms was the first one, which was a very cool set. It really introduced a ton of Magic the Gathering, powerful creatures. And then, of course, we just recently, here, I'll go and grab it for you guys. We just recently got the set that came out called Magic the Gathering Battle for Baldur's Gate. And this one was a very cool one. And it talked about really, really powerful Magic the Gatherings like dragons and dungeons. And both of them brought new mechanics to Magic the Gathering that included dungeons and, of course, dragons. I was lucky enough to get a really powerful dragon, the most expensive card in the set, a matter of fact, and it was called Ancient Copper Dragon. It was a dragon, and when it attacked, it was a 6/5. And when it attacked, you rolled a d20, and you basically created that many treasure. And I grabbed my binder. It says Pokemon on it. It says Game Victory and Pokemon. Even though it's not Pokemon, it's Magic the Gathering. Or at least that's what I'm using it for. And I just really wanted to quickly read this card because I'm almost out of time. That's a really powerful and, in my opinion, very cool card that really dives deep into the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. And it's called the Monster Manual. And it's in green. It's 3 in a green for an artifact. It has a sorcery, an adventure, as Zoological Study, I believe. Or maybe Zoological Study. It's 2 in a green for a sorcery adventure. Mill 5 cards. Then return a creature card milled this way to your hand. Then exile this card. You may cast the artifact from exile later. And then when you cast that card, you can do either one first, by the way. And then you can cast that card or another card. And then the actual card is 1 in the green. Tap. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. And then I really like this flavor text. I'm gonna read it really quick because I'm almost out of time. It's the detail really makes the monsters quote unquote jump off the page. It does not have that quote unquote, but I feel like I should have added that. But yeah, the most recent set, the Battle for Baldur's Gate, brought this new background mechanic, which I really like, and it's really cool. Like, 2 of them that I just saw was Hardy Outlander, and I don't really like the actual text on the card, but I like the flavor text. The flavor text for Hardy Outlander is, you're a born explorer, happiest forging your way through the untamed wilds. Like, they're cards like that. And the flavor text, in my opinion, is one of the most amazing cards in this. Like, one of the reasons why I really like this set. And then this other one's called Master Chef. It says, you never thought rations was an appropriate term for the feats that you prepare for your party. So yeah, but yeah, we got cards like that. We also have cards like You Meet in a Tavern, which is a very cool and powerful card. Here, let me read the You Meet in a Tavern. You Meet in a Tavern is 2 green for a sorcery. Choose one. Form a party. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of creature cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Or start a brawl. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. And then we also have stuff like Bathroom Brawl. Target creature you control fights target creature. The opponent... Hold up. Target creature you control fights target creature the opponent to your left controls. And that player may copy this spell and may choose new targets for the copy. And basically it just goes round and round and round and round until someone doesn't say no. And then its flavor text is, I'll see your 3 dragons and raise you 2 fists. So yeah, then we have, like, you look upon the Tressequeek. We've got bunch of cards like that. But I am unfortunately out of time. Next time we will talk about another very cool cardboard commander. Thank you for watching and goodbye.